This is another example for you to view. It's actually practice problem number 1 on the practice set Descriptive Statistics under Module 2. And we're going to be completing this problem using the TI-83 emulator that I downloaded from wabbitemu.org. Again, remember, if you don't have a calculator, you can download one directly from the website wabbitemu.org. Okay, so the first thing we want to do once you get your calculator downloaded, it's probably already cleared out of data if you've just downloaded it. But if you've been using it, the first thing we want to do, remember, is to clear the data from the calculator. I'm going to walk you through it, showing you the actual buttons. So we press Stat, option number 4 to clear the list. I then have to identify the list. So I press the blue second button and the number 1 to indicate I want to clear list 1. Then I press enter. Now I'm ready to enter the data. The data is on the next slide. And the question that we're looking at here is, what is the average length in feet of a boat moored in a marina? And you're given the data set here. And if we take a quick look, I believe there are 27 data values, and they're already ordered for us, smallest to largest. So we're ready to enter those. So again, if I pull my calculator back up onto my desktop, okay, we press Stat, then option 1 to edit, and then we begin entering our data values. So we enter 16, 17, 19. We keep going. We want to make sure we get them all entered. Okay, I think some of them are hiding behind my calculator, so let me see if I can move it over. Okay, the last one I entered was 25, so I've got 26, 26. Now I need to move it again. It's kind of in the way, isn't it? Okay, let's see if I can put it right there. 26. Okay, so we keep entering all of the data. You want to double check yourself when you're finished to make sure that you didn't mistype something, you didn't miss a number. Because if you do, that affects your results and all of your conclusions. So it's especially important that you make sure that you get the data entered properly. Okay, one thing I'll point out to you, notice when I get this last number put in, okay, looks like I missed one, so let me scroll back up, see which one I missed. Okay, because I should have 27, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 24, 25, 26, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 33, 34, 35. Oh, I left out 37. Okay, so I'm going to enter 37. And I can see one of the reasons I knew I was missing one, because when I enter that last number, notice here directly underneath the table, it says L1 parentheses 27, close the parentheses. So that tells me that I'm in list 1 on the 27th row, which is indication that I've entered 27 values. Initially, I only had 26, so I knew I had missed one. Okay, so now we have our data entered, and we're ready to perform the calculations. Okay, so we press Stat, arrow to the right to highlight the option to calc, which is the abbreviation for calculate. We have one variable, the lengths of the boats, so that's one variable statistics. And again, I have to identify where we put the data, which was in list 1. So it's the blue second button and the number 1 to indicate list 1. And I hit enter, and almost instantaneously I get the results. Now remember, this little arrow here next to the N indicates there's more to see because all of the results cannot appear on the screen at one time. So I can scroll up or down, okay, to see all of the results. And so then the next thing that I want to do is to record those results. So I'm basically going to write down what I see on the screen onto my paper, or at least use it to answer the questions. So the mean is 27.8, sample standard deviation is 6.4, the sample size was 27, the minimum was 16, first quartile was 24, median was 28, third quartile 33, the maximum was 40. Now remember, there's about 4 calculations you have to do by hand. The mode is the data value that occurs the most. So if you go back and scan the list, you'll see that was 26 and 28. It's okay to have more than one. The sample variance is the square of the sample standard deviation, which was 6.4. So 6.4 squared. And just in case you don't know how to do that calculation of the sample variance on your calculator, you put in 6.4 and then press the squared button, which is above the button that says log or log. And it puts a little exponent of 2 there, and you press enter, and it gives you the result. Same thing for the population variance. We enter 6.3. We use the square button again and enter. The range, you may be able to do that in your head or do it manually, but don't sell yourself short. Don't miss it because you don't want to get the calculator out. So I would simply type in 40, subtract 16, and get 24 for the range. And then for quartile 3, it's 33 minus 24, which is quartile 1, and I get 9. Okay, so those are fairly simple calculations. But guys, don't miss them because you don't want to take the time to pull your calculator out. I used the website, this Alcula.com website, to generate this particular box plot, which looks a whole lot better than the one I was trying to scribble a little bit earlier. One of the things you can notice about the box plot is that there doesn't appear to be any outliers because they usually appear as dots outside the high and the low value. I also noticed that the box, for the most part, is in the middle of the graph. And so if I'm just looking at it visually, I would say that the data set is symmetric. This website's fairly easy to use. You just have to enter the data and tell it to make the box plot. So you may want to use that for yourself during the course of the semester and working problems. Again, some other observations. We can say that the mean length of the sample moored boats at a marina is approximately 28 feet. And therefore, we can infer that the mean length of all the moored boats in a marina is 28 feet. If we compare the mean, which is 28, to the median, which is also 28, and the mode, which is 26 or 28, we'll find that those are approximately equal, which tells me that the distribution is symmetric. If the mean, the median, and the mode are all virtually the same value, then we know we have a symmetric distribution. If we use the formula for outliers, quartile 1 minus 1.5 IQR, we can see that any data value less than 10.5 feet or any data value greater than quartile 3 plus 1.5 IQR, which would be 46.5 feet, is an outlier. But in this particular example, there's no boats in the marina that are shorter than 10.5 foot, nor are there any that are longer than 46 2.5 feet. So we have again confirmed that this particular problem has no outliers. And that is the end of problem 1 on the practice set for descriptive statistics.